What's up, YouTube? It's your boy LA Visualization, back at you with another video. Yes, I'm still saying that line. And no, I haven't researched something else to say. So this video is more of a rant, or maybe a dig at myself, and a little dig at Nikon, but not so much, but still. I still have a love affair with my Nikon Z8. I still have a love affair with it. So my issue with the camera right now is the battery, the EN EL15C. So this little bitty battery, because people have tons of them because they've been around for a while. I think Nikon messed up. This is a new camera, new technology. They should have went with a different battery. I know they were trying to hedge their bets or whatever. From my estimation, they should have went to a new battery, because here's my issue. When I go out and do a time lapse, recording me right now with the Z6II, I never think about it because it works what it needs to do. So the first time I went out with the Z8 for a time lapse, it died on me towards the end of the time lapse. It died on me, which basically it is my fault that it died on me, because I could have brought my power bank with me and used the power delivery port here, and would have been an issue. But my thing is, even though I love that solution, I have to think of a better solution than that. Does not mean that you get to keep the stupid fucking. Does not mean you keep the stupid battery, because it's just too small. They're too small for the 8K 60 and all the wonderful things this camera can do. This battery's too small. It's too small. So that just means that I need to figure out a power delivery system this week, so that when I do time lapses, I'm not worried about it. But another thing too that made me think about, when I take my Z6II out, I never think about it. I used to bring one battery. I usually only have two batteries on me at all times, even doing video with the Z6II. I never think about it because it's going to get me through the whole day. With the Z8, I have to start thinking about it now. So I have to think about a power delivery system, like I said before, and bring in at least 4 batteries with me. So that's my little bit of a rant for the power delivery stuff. My other thing too now is I love this camera so much. Still have a love affair for it, but I will be doing a rant video about other things later. But right now, my issue is, does the Z6II pair well with the Z8? I'm not a great colorist. I'm not a great anything like that. And there is a big difference. There is. So you can color grade it to make it look similar shots. And for the most part, because we're watching stuff on our devices like this, no one's going to really tell the difference. But we as creators, we know the difference. So now my issue we're running into is like, oh, this doesn't really pair well for a workflow situation. I can't remember what YouTuber I was watching, because he was like, before this came out, the Z9 was out, and he was like, oh, the Z9 is a great camera, but he couldn't really recommend it because there's no B cam for it. So the Z9 is a great camera, but the Z8 is a great B camera for the Z9. And right now, your boy ain't got another 4K to spin on another camera. So now I'm like, oh, did I mess up by doing this? No, I didn't mess up. But the point is, I need to figure out a better workflow situation between the Z8 and the Z6. So I'll be trying to do that for the next couple of weeks to figure out what I can and can't do with it. So there is that. But like I said, I need to make a video. I need to make a quick video because I haven't made one in 2.5 weeks. And I will be doing the videos about my trip to Miami with this. I love this camera for photos. I know I said this before in one of my videos. I didn't realize that 47 megapixels was awesome. And just to be able to punch in, it's great. So now my other thing my other dilemma right now I have to think about is this. I never had the Holy Trinity of lens. I always thought they were overrated. But now I'm starting to think about, I'm like, maybe I should do it the Holy Trinity of lenses, so that way when I travel for gigs or whatever, I'm only bringing 3 lenses with me, and that's it. My personal stuff is something different, but like trying to figure out what to pair well with this. So like, I know I did another video before, but I have a mix of Viltrox lenses and Nikon lenses. And the Viltrox lenses are much more contrasty, in my opinion, than the native glass. And so if I have the 50, and I have the 50, the 35, and the 85 from the Viltrox. So if I'm using the Viltrox, I have to make sure that I'm using both Viltrox on both my cameras, so that way when I do color grade, it looks similar as much as possible. But that got me to thinking, so for the Holy Trinity of lenses, Nikon has their version. I think, between the 14 to 24, 24 to 70, to 70 to 200. I think all three of those glasses is $7,500. Say that again, $7,500 plus the 4K I spent for this. I ain't got $13,500 spent on gear like that. But with the Tamron rebranded Nikon glass, you know, they have their 17, I think it's the 17 to 28, and then 28 to 70, 28 to 75, excuse me, and then they have the 70 to 180. And those trinity of lenses comes in at about $3,500, which is much more doable than a 7K. But my issue is, will I get the same quality? Or is the quality of glass twice as much? That I don't know. So we'll have to rent those 6 lenses to figure out what my issue is going to be. Do I need to rent all 6 of them, or should I just rent the 28 to 70 and a 28 to 75 and 24 to 70? I don't know why I'm looking off that way. I'm thinking in my head what I should do, because they're not the same focal length. So there is that issue. But more than likely what I'll do is I'll just get the 70 to 180 and the 70 to 200 and make my bases off of that. So don't get me wrong, if I had the cash, I'll do all Nikon and just be done with it. But yeah, so that got me thinking, like, when I'm doing my gigs, just to bring those 3 lenses so that way I have basically all my focal ranges met. My only thing is, when I do my portraits, my favorite focal length, I know it's, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Not cheap, basic. Your boy's basic. The 85mm 1.8 from Viltrox. I love the 85mm focal length. I just love it. I bring it with me all the time when I'm doing portraits, and I still try to make it work no matter what, because I love that lens so much. So I'm like, sorry. So you know that I had cancer before, and I don't have a lot of spit, and I'm just going to rant, so sometimes I can't swallow. Anyways, yeah, whatever. So that means, like, oh, I'm bringing 4 lenses now, but will I be okay with the 2.8 versus the 1.8? And I'm telling you right now, no, I won't be okay with it. So I have to figure that out too. So that means 4 lenses, because I just love the 85 so much. But I, like I said, this is just a rant about the power delivery and about what lenses I should get. Now, here's the thing. If I do decide to do those lenses, I'm gonna have to sell some lenses, because I'm like, I told myself I wasn't gonna buy any more stuff until my Z8 pays for itself. But I'm like, if I do that, will I sell my 35, 50, and 85 millimeters to do that? And I don't know. Because the other thing too is I do have the Nikon 24 to 120. I love that lens. I take it almost everywhere I go. But my issue is, when I do my portraits, it's only f. And for you, leave me in the comments, I understand you can get great pictures and stuff like that with the f4. I understand. But sometimes in certain situations, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You know, so I'm like, So I'm definitely not selling that lens. So I'll have to sell all my Viltrox lenses, and I'm not sure if I want to do that either. So I don't know. Something to think about. Like I said, just a rant, and the next video will be more properly done, because I know I need to put a video out. So, catch you in the next one.